Right, here we go. Right, Project Caffabusa day 2 already. Now, thank you first of all for your crazy comments in the last video. I know you absolutely loved the reveal, and I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into this. Yes, as you all said, it's a crazy project to try and make a calf racer out of a Hayabusa, but hey, why not? It's there, we can do it. It didn't cost enough money to worry, and it ain't worth restoring. It seriously ain't. It's a 40,000 mile bike. 48,000 miles, I don't know, it's got a mad amount of mileage, it's got 9 owners, it's got no service history whatsoever. It is in a completely unknown quantity, but I do know that under all that Tupperware, when we get its frock off, there's an insanely powerful engine in there, a big fat airy chested back wheel, loads of great chassis work, suspension, and all I've got to do is renew all its consumables, and then I've got the base of an extremely strong, solid bike to make a calf racer out of. And how that looks and how that gets designed and how it comes out in the end, I have no idea whatsoever at the moment. It's going to evolve as it goes, as all the other bikes have. So here we are, that's enough chat. Let's get his frock off and see what awaits us underneath. Welcome back. Alright, just want to impart this, if it may help you for the future, as a little piece of knowledge for the back of your head. If you ever feel the need to belt a screwdriver down the middle of a lock to turn it on, for whatever reasons we do such ridiculous things, like I've lost my keys, or somebody attempted to steal it, or the worst one, and the most common one, is it's a really old, worn, knackered old lock and it's all well and then no longer works and I can't start my bike because it won't turn. Well, obviously, you can buy a new ignition lock now, as we know from Wimoto, for £48. Jobs are good, no problem, and a new tank cap included. But if you ever feel the need to do that, to stick a screwdriver down there, you don't need to. If you take out the 2 screws that I just did, like that, those 2 there, then you can extract that shroud, just take it off. Then you can take off that little ting on the top, that's the little keep, and then tumbler just falls out. Alright, there's a spring as well, be careful, and that's out. So now that's a nice clean hole in there, and you can get a screwdriver now down inside there, a big screwdriver, and click, just turn it on and the bike will start. So if it's an emergency, you're abroad and you're touring and you've completely lost your keys and you're absolutely stranded, as long as you can get that off, okay, it takes security screws to get it off, but if you can get it off and dismantle it, you don't have to smash your lock to pieces. You can simply dismantle it, take that out, then you can turn it on and off, and if you find your keys later on, you can reassemble it, put it back together, and all is good. So really and honestly, there's usually always a peaceful answer to things, if you think about it. Or just buy a new one for 48 quid. Right. Okay, before I get stuck into pulling the plastics off this and have a look at the surprises that await us underneath, I want to make it clear. Generation 1 Hayabusa, a very popular bike. The plastics for this are getting sought after now as they're getting more and more scarce. It's a 20-year-old bike and they're definitely going to be worth some money. And I want to help myself fund this build. Obviously I'm going to try and repair and refurbish as much stuff as I possibly can and impart that and share it, and hopefully that helps some of you too. But there are some things you just can't repair and can't refurbish. Brake pads, chains and sprockets, they are replacement only and I need to buy them. Now I'm going to make myself a big old shopping list, probably in the next video or the one after, and that's got to be all bought at one time. So hopefully the plastics on this, all this Tupperware that I don't need, has value to one of you Busa boys out there who might want to invest in it all for yourself. If you've got a Hayabusa, it does need repainting, I made that absolutely clear, but if it ain't the same colour as your bike, then it would need repainting anyway, even if it was immaculate. So you just have to accept that, but they are intact plastics, nothing broken, nothing snapped, there's no tabs snapped off, there's no big scars down it or anything. It's good quality bodywork. And that's not just the side panels and the nose cone and the tail, there's so much of it. You've got all these fill-in panels here, all I imagine insanely expensive from Suzuki. The big side panels naturally, the belly pan, the fill-in panels in the front, the underfill panels, there's what, 5-6 panels up underneath the fairing that you never see, the front mudguard, 3 pieces, and of course the big tail piece itself and the under tray included. All of it's original Gen 1 Hayabusa and all of it's in fine condition for repainting and using on a bike that you want to restore or repair and keep nice. So there it is. If you're interested, today I'm going to rip all this off, put it in a big pile in the middle of the floor, take a shot of it at the end, and that's what will be available. So if any of you Busa boys are interested, at the end of this video we should have a lot for you, a single one lot that I can sell. I'll be interested if you are. Drop us a line in the comments and let's deal, and hopefully I can build a budget for this. Seat lock, ready for this? Cable tie, ghetto fix baby, awesome. Original factory tools. It's about 4 sets of them I've got now. Awesome. They look complete. Wonderful. And what's that? Answers on a postcard. What is that? Now that looks to me like a power commander lead of some kind, like a PC3 or something, whatever, and it kind of just goes down there. We'll find out later what that is. Okay. Oh God, that's an Allen screw, and that side is a crosshead screw. Class. silicone. Good. I was worried that was hiding dents. Excellent. None. My favourite amount. Right, okay, there she is with her frock off. Now you can see. What a state. Now that's not all bad. That's what I expected. I bought this bike, I looked at it long and hard before I parted with my money, and I made sure that I knew what I was buying. And I know that there's an awful lot of this has to be repaired, replaced, upgraded. All the banjo bolts on the brakes were all rusty. That's no problem, replace all them. The wheels are all chipped and scratched and corroded, the paint's all flaking off. That radiator is in a right old mess. The matrix is completely loaded up with road debris and mud, so that's absolutely knackered. You can't repair that. That will go in the bin. All the little fins have been flattened on it as well, so I guess where people try to brush that mud out and keep it on the road. But how that's doing as a cooling device, not very well I imagine, so I'm going to get rid of that, put a new one on, but I'm not replacing anything that doesn't need replacing for safety or mechanical reasons. As far as patina is concerned, that's what I love about this bike the most. It really is great. There's several good features about this. I've got the Galfa discs, so I haven't got to replace the discs. That's saved me a lot of money. The calipers will get rebuilt. They're the Takiko 6-pots. I've not done a pair of those, as far as I remember. I've done the Nissins loads of times, but a caliper's a caliper. How hard can it be? We'll get that apart. That'll be a video coming up. Same goes for all the other stuff. I'm going to put new pistons in these if I can as well, because the pistons on most bikes, even if they've corroded and you take that corrosion off, corrosion's corrosion, it tends to return like the boogeyman. So I might as well put some brand new ones in there if I can. That will be the way to spend the money rather than faffing about putting new discs, because I don't care what it looks like. This is going to be a rat rod, not a survival bike with gas masks and ammo tins. I've been that way too many times. I want to make a proper old rat rod style, and I'm thinking any patina, any rust, any corrosion is great. I need to keep it, preserve it and leave it there. As long as it's not interrupting anything mechanical, it will stay there as a little part of the look. Now that's bad, that's nasty, and the oil cooler as well, they've got to be replaced, but it's not all bad. I've lucked in seriously on one thing. I'll show you. Magnet, steel subframe. How lucky is that? Now, if you know your Hayabusas, there's a few people jealous already, I'm quite sure. These subframes are quite rare. That's because they first came out of the factory with an aluminium seat subframe on the back, all aluminium tubing, super lightweight, it's a sports bike. Suzuki decided that's the right way to go. And then when owners started putting pannier boxes on and a top box and a pillion and their own fat ass, they were finding that they could, in some extreme cases, fracture the aluminium seat rail. They weren't heavyweight enough, they weren't strong enough to take a full touring package. So Suzuki didn't get panicky, they didn't get funny about it, and they just said, look, okay, we're not going to recall these bikes because there's no fault with them. The boxes, panniers and everything that's being put on is not Suzuki stuff, so we don't have to comply to what you want to put on. However, we will offer you an option, if you wish, of a heavy duty steel subframe if you want to go touring on your Hayabusa. I think that's a great way to go. Now this is 20 years ago. I remember this from Motorcycle News. I was working in the motorcycle trade at the time and it was a big thing. So any Generation 1 Hayabusa, one of the things a lot of people check was, does it have a steel subframe or is it aluminium like the original? Doesn't matter unless you're going to load it right up, or like me, unless you're going to weld it. Now that's the other thing. That's why I'm so happy about this and I'm really chuffed. This big old subframe here, as you can see, all of it is steel. It's got these big fat lugs and they are pieces of bar. This is a piece of bar drilled through both of these sides, and these lugs on the back, they're big thick lumps of steel bar with threads cut into them. I love that because what it means is that when I come to make my Caff Racer tail, I've got all this square, plumb, straight, super heavyweight steel subframe to make it from. I can trim off what I don't need and clean it up with the grinder, but what is there is so solid you could winch the bike off the ground by it, and I'm really happy with that because the aluminium ones, well, I couldn't weld that. I can't weld aluminium at this moment in time. I will learn in the future someday, but it would have been an issue, and what I would have done is took it off, got rid of it and made a steel one. I don't need to. I've got a heavy duty steel Hayabusa subframe and I'm really chuffed with that because that gives me so many more options than I would have had, and it means what I'm left with when I've built my Caff Racer is going to be proper strong like the Forth Bridge. And the last thing is the front fairing as well, and that's this. A steel bracket that held the nose cone, and again you can pick the bike up by it. It's mounted straight to the frame, it goes straight to the two lugs on the front, and just like right back to the original GSXR fairing that was mounted straight on the front of your headstock, that's exactly the same. And what that gives me, remember this is not a street fighter, this is going to be a Caff Racer, so therefore I can keep the forks naked, nothing on them except clip-ons, and I'll mount a fairing, a half fairing, a little nose cone on the top that will be mounted here, quite wide, twin headlights, kind of endurance racer styly, and really, really cool. But this steel subframe here, this gives me all the options in the world. It's got lugs, it's got threads all over it, little bracketries, loads of stuff. Use what I need to use, lop off the rest, paint it black, move on. That's exactly what I needed. It's going to save me so much time, effort, fabrication and making things, because it's all so straight, dead square, dead plumb, and really easy to use. And again, steel, easy to weld. Awesome. So that's it. Now let's look at that pile of stuff over there and tell you I'm going to get rid of it all. Maybe you can help. Okay, so here it all is. This is everything I've taken off today. Complete set of Hayabusa Generation 1 bodywork, all of it. 22 pieces in all, including the seats, the mirrors, the indicators in the nose cone, full tailpiece, both big fat side panels, little belly pan panel I forgot to take off, that'll go in there too. Nice double bubble black screen, the front mudguard, and these lovely fetching chrome frame covers, which I know you want so much. They are absolutely crazy and deeply horrible, but I'll chuck them in. If you've got a special need for those, just say, but they're 140 quid on Amazon, check them out. Just put in Hayabusa chrome frame covers. Ridiculous money, but there you are, they'll go in there too. Everything in one box, that's what I'm trying to do here. I want to get rid of everything I've got here, all to one person if possible. I'm trying to help fund myself on what I'm doing with the Caffabusa build. It's very simple. I can't refurbish and repair things like brake pads, chains and sprockets and wheel bearings. They have to be bought new. So I've got some shopping to do and I need a budget for that. And hopefully this can contribute towards that budget. I'm just trying to subsidise things and make this a little bit more of an affordable build. And that's what we all do, innit? Sell the bits you don't need to fund the bits you do. So there it is. Now let me know what you want. I'll do a pan overlap with the camera at the end so you can see exactly what's there. If you're interested, let me know, but I do want to sell it all. So please don't ask, can I have the left-hand mirror please? No is the answer before you even ask. I want it all gone in one hit. If you like it, make an offer for the whole lot and then you sell the rest and make yourself some profit. It's an easy way to do it. Now that's it. I'm off to do some shopping. I've got an awful lot of stuff to order for that, starting with the radiator, the oil cooler, the brakes, service kits, the pistons, the seals, and all the wheel bearings, chain sprockets. I've got lots of stuff to shop for. I'm going to get online, get myself the best deal for all of it. And in the meantime, I'm going to update the board, call it done for today. Thanks for watching, take it easy, ride safe. I'll see you next time.
As I understand, I should be dreaming. How could you know how I'm feeling? I'm laying here, staring at the ceiling. I had my dinner, what a fool, give a giggle. Yeah, I know that they're gonna come around. Yeah, I know that they're coming for you. You know that they're gonna come around. Yeah, I know that there's nothing that you can do. Yeah, I know